They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Welcome back to Haunt Narratives. Tonight, we're stepping into, well, the shadows of a true horror classic.
Yeah.
You know it, Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, a classic.
Now, you might think you know this film,
Right.
but trust me, beneath those familiar scares lies a world of unsettling details.
Yeah.
From its, well, chaotic creation to its enduring legacy.
Still, decades later.
Decades later, makes it a horror landmark, really.
It really is. It's truly remarkable how Night of the Living Dead emerged. I mean, from such unlikely origins.
Yeah.
We're talking about filmmakers who, cut their teeth on commercials and even cheerful segments for Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Mr. Rogers, okay.
Suddenly pivoting to unleash a horde of flesh-eating ghouls.
It's wild. It's a wild career shift.
Oh, absolutely.
And to think they, conjured this nightmare on a budget, barely scraping six figures, just a little over $114,000 to bring the apocalypse to life.
To bring the apocalypse to life.
They had to be resourceful.
Oh, yeah.
Every trick in the book to stretch those dollars.
That's where their choice of location becomes genius.
Okay.
I mean, imagine shooting your zombie film in a condemned farmhouse.
Yeah.
A building already slated for demolition.
Oh.
It gave them this sense of authenticity, allowing them to just unleash chaos on the set without holding back. Talk about a cost-effective way to stage a zombie invasion.
Okay, but let's talk about the scripts.
Sure.
The script itself. You might be surprised to know that it was inspired by Richard Matheson's novel I Am Legend.
Yes.
But it veers sharply away.
It does.
Abandoning that lone survivor narrative.
Right.
To focus on the raw, unfiltered chaos of a full-blown zombie outbreak.
And to amplify that sense of immediacy and dread, they incorporated a significant amount of improvisation into the dialogue.
Wow.
This wasn't just a scripted horror show. This was meant to feel like a documentary, capturing a real-life descent into chaos. It's one of the reasons those scenes still have the power to unsettle us today.
Then there's the visual horror.
Yeah.
The flesh-eating scenes, the ones that made audiences squirm in their seats.
Right.
Forget CGI. Romero and his team went for visceral realism.
Absolutely.
Using real animal organs and meat to create those gruesome moments.
It was a bold choice, a commitment to capturing the raw horror of a world overrun by the undead. And it sparked a firestorm of controversy.
Oh, I bet.
With some critics just decrying it as gratuitous and exploitative. But that controversy, in a way kind of solidified the film's place in horror history.
Right.
It was a film that refused to shy away from the darkness, forcing viewers to confront the visceral reality of death and decay.
Now let's talk about Dwayne Juz, who played Ben. Our unlikely hero.
Right.
In 1968.
Yeah.
Casting a black man as the leader of a predominantly white group was a bold move.
Extremely.
A stark contrast to the prevailing social norms of the time.
And what's even more striking is they didn't alter the script to accommodate Jones's race. His leadership, it wasn't defined by his race, but by his strength, his resilience, his ability to just navigate a world collapsing around him. It was a powerful statement, especially, in the context of the civil rights movement and the racial tensions that gripped America at the time.
But the film's unflinching portrayal of violence and gore sparked outrage beyond the casting choice. It was a visceral assault on the senses, especially for younger viewers who might have snuck into theaters. Remember, this was before the MPAA rating system.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the level of graphic content was unprecedented for the time, pushing the boundaries of what was considered acceptable on screen. Night of the Living Dead became a lightning rod for debate, with some condemning its brutality, while others, hailed it as this groundbreaking exploration of human nature under extreme duress.
And that controversy fueled the film's notoriety.
Absolutely.
Helping propel it to cult classic status.
Oh, yeah.
But the story of Night of the Living Dead doesn't end there. The film, it didn't just fade into obscurity.
Yeah.
It spawned a franchise of sequels.
It did.
Each exploring a different facet of the zombie apocalypse. But there's a bizarre twist to this tale of horror and success.
Here's where the story takes a truly unexpected turn.
Okay.
Due to a copyright oversight, Night of the Living Dead stumbled into the public domain.
What?
Can you imagine that?
No.
The very film that redefined the zombie genre became a free-for-all ripe for remakes.
Oh, my God.
Reinterpretations, and wait for it, even an opera.
An opera. Seriously. From flesh-eating ghouls to operatic arias.
It's true. The world of Night of the Living Dead transcended its cinematic origins.
Wow.
Finding its way onto the operatic stage.
Now, that's a testament to the enduring power of Romero's vision, isn't it?
Yeah.
But let's not get sidetracked by operatic zombies just yet.
Yeah.
We need to delve deeper into the impact of this film. To understand why it resonated so profoundly with audiences both then and now. It wasn't just about the scares.
No.
There was something more at play here, a reflection of the turbulent times and the anxieties that gripped America in the late 1960s.
Night of the Living Dead wasn't just a monster movie.
Right.
It was a mirror held up to society,
Yeah.
reflecting the anxieties of the Vietnam War, the civil rights movement, and the pervasive fear of a Cold War apocalypse. The film's themes, social breakdown, the collapse of authority, the struggle for survival in a world gone mad resonated deeply with audiences grappling with the uncertainties and upheaval of the era. And it wasn't just the thematic resonance.
Right.
It was the way Romero brought those fears to life.
Yeah.
The raw, unflinching style that shattered those conventions of horror filmmaking at the time.
You're right. You're right. He took the horror out of the shadows and put it right in your face.
Right.
In stark, unsettling detail.
Think about it. Before Night of the Living Dead, horror was often about, like, suggestion, about things lurking in the darkness. Romero brought the darkness into the light, forcing us to confront that visceral reality of death and decay.
Right.
And he did it on a shoestring budget with limited resources and a scrappy crew, proving that you didn't need Hollywood money to create truly terrifying cinema.
It's that DIY spirit that makes Night of the Living Dead so impactful. It's a film that feels so raw.
Oh, it does.
Authentic and genuinely unsettling. And those flesh-eating scenes with real animal organs and meat, that was a level of realism rarely seen in horror at the time.
It was a bold choice. And it certainly wasn't for the faint of heart, but it contributed to the film's power.
Yeah.
Its ability to burrow under your skin and stay with you long after the credits rolled.
Right.
And it paved the way for a new wave of horror.
Yeah.
A wave that wasn't afraid to push the boundaries of taste and decency.
Speaking of boundaries, let's not forget the controversy surrounding Dwayne Jones's casting as Ben. It was a powerful statement in a time of racial tension.
Absolutely.
Casting a black man as the leader
in
a world on the brink of collapse.
Yes.
And the fact that they didn't alter the script
to
accommodate his race made it even more impactful.
Absolutely. It challenged the cinematic norms of the time, presenting a vision of leadership that transcended racial boundaries. And it resonated deeply with audiences, both black and white, who saw in Ben a symbol of hope and resilience in the face of unimaginable chaos.
But that's just one layer of the film's social commentary.
Right.
Night of the Living Dead also holds a mirror up to the anxieties of the Cold War era.
It does.
The fear of nuclear annihilation.
Yes.
The distrust of authority. And the sense that civilization itself was hanging by a thread.
And those fears weren't limited to the 1960s.
Right.
They're universal, timeless fears that continue to resonate with audiences today.
I agree.
We still grapple with the same anxieties about social breakdown, about the potential for violence and chaos to erupt at any moment.
And the zombies themselves, those relentless flesh-eating ghouls, they're not just monsters. They're a manifestation of those anxieties.
They represent the breakdown of order, the collapse of society, the primal fear of the unknown.
They embody our fear of the other, of that which we don't understand, of that which threatens our sense of safety and security. And they force us to confront our own mortality, our own vulnerability in the face of forces beyond our control.
And that's what makes Night of the Living Dead such a powerful and enduring film. It's not just about scares. It's about confronting our deepest feels, about grappling with the complexities of human nature, and about searching for meaning and hope in a world that often feels like it's teetering on the edge of chaos.
It's a film that stays with you long after you've seen it.
Yes.
A film that haunts your dreams and makes you question the very fabric of reality.
And it's a film that continues to inspire and influence filmmakers to this day.
Oh, yeah.
Night of the Living Dead spawned a legacy of zombie films.
Like did.
From the comedic to the apocalyptic.
Wow.
Each building upon the foundation laid by Romero's groundbreaking vision.
And it's not just limited to film.
Right.
The film's influence can be seen in literature, video games,
absolutely,
and even visual art.
It's a testament to the enduring power of Romero's vision.
Right.
A vision that tapped into something primal and universal. Something that continues to resonate with audiences across generations.
And that's not all.
Right.
Remember that bizarre twist we mentioned earlier?
Yes.
The fact that Night of the Living Dead fell into the public domain.
I know.
Due to a copyright error?
It's almost a horror story in itself.
Right.
A tale of unintended consequences that led to the film becoming a free-for-all, ripe for remakes, reinterpretations, and even, as we mentioned earlier, an opera.
An opera based on Night of the Living Dead.
I know, right?
That sounds like a fever dream, doesn't it?
It does.
But it's a testament to the film's cultural reach.
It is.
Its ability to transcend genre and medium to inspire creativity in the most unexpected places.
And it speaks to the film's enduring power.
Right.
Its ability to captivate and fascinate audiences, even decades after its release.
Right.
Night of the Living Dead is more than just a horror film.
Yeah.
It's a cultural phenomenon.
It is.
A touchstone for generations of filmmakers and fans alike.
And it's a film that continues to provoke discussion and debate.
It does.
Sparking conversations about race, social class, the nature of fear, and the fragility of civilization itself.
It's a film that challenges our assumptions.
Right.
Forces us to confront our own anxieties and leaves us with unsettling questions about the nature of humanity and the world we inhabit.
But beyond the scares and the social commentary, there's something else at play in Night of the Living Dead.
There is.
Something that draws us back to it again and again.
It's the film's raw energy. Its unflinching honesty. Its willingness to confront the darkest aspects of human nature without flinching.
Right.
And it's the way it manages to find moments of humanity.
Yes.
Moments of hope and resilience amidst the chaos and carnage.
It's a film that reminds us that even in the darkest of times, even when faced with unimaginable horrors, the human spirit can endure.
And that's a powerful message. It is. A message that transcends genre and time.
Right.
A message that continues to resonate with audiences today.
Now, we've talked about the cultural impact, the social commentary, but what about the gatekeepers of good taste? You know, the critics. What did they make of this low-budget shocker back in, like, 1968?
The initial reaction, it was a mixed bag, to say the least.
Yeah.
Some critics were absolutely appalled, and not just by the flesh-eating ghouls, the level of graphic violence in Night of the Living Dead. I mean, it was unprecedented for the time, and it sent shockwaves through the cinematic landscape.
Imagine. Some reviewers even went so far as to compare it to pornography.
Oh, yeah.
Decrying it as an orgy of sadism. Can you believe that?
It's a testament to how deeply Night of the Living Dead shook the foundations of the horror genre.
Yeah.
It wasn't content with lurking in the shadows. It brought the horror front and center in all its visceral, gruesome glory.
Yeah.
But, you know, while some were repulsed, others saw something revolutionary. Yeah.
A film that dared to challenge the conventions of horror and confront the darkest aspects of human nature.
And among those who recognized its brilliance was Pauline Kael.
Whoa, yeah.
One of the most influential film critics of all time.
Absolutely.
She hailed Night of the Living Dead as one of the most gruesomely terrifying movies ever made, praising its raw power and unflinching realism.
Even Roger Ebert,
yeah,
who initially criticized the film, you know, for its impact on younger viewers, later admitted to admiring its artistry and its ability to tap into our primal fears. Over time, as the shock subsided, more and more critics came to appreciate Night of the Living Dead for what it was, a groundbreaking masterpiece that redefined the horror genre.
And that recognition extended beyond, like, the realm of film criticism.
Oh, yeah.
Night of the Living Dead earned a place on the American Film Institute's list of 100 years. 100 thrills.
Yes.
Cementing its status as one of the most heart-pounding and influential films ever made.
And in 1999?
It achieved a level of recognition reserved for only the most culturally significant films. It was selected for preservation in the Library of Congress's National Film Registry.
Wow.
Ensuring that this cinematic landmark would be protected and shared with future generations.
It's a testament to the enduring power of Night of the Living Dead, its ability to transcend the boundaries of genre and time, to speak to something deep within the human psyche. And even today, decades after its release, the film continues to spark debate.
Absolutely.
To challenge our assumptions.
Yes.
And to provoke profound questions about who we are and what we're capable of.
It's a film that forces us to confront the darkness, not just in the world around us, but within ourselves. And in doing so, it offers a glimpse of something truly unsettling, yet strangely captivating. The fragility of our civilization and the potential for chaos and violence to erupt at any moment.
But Night of the Living Dead isn't simply a, nihilistic descent into darkness. Amidst the carnage and despair, there are glimmers of hope, moments of human connection and resilience that, shine through the gloom.
Think about the group of survivors who barricade themselves in the farmhouse, struggling to survive against overwhelming odds. They represent the best and worst of humanity, capable of both great acts of courage and shocking betrayals.
Their struggle is a microcosm of the human condition, a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable horror, we have the capacity for both compassion and cruelty. And that complexity, that tension between our better angels and our darker impulses is what makes Night of the Living Dead such a compelling and enduring film.
It's a film that doesn't offer easy answers or simple solutions.
Right.
It leaves us with unsettling questions, forcing us to confront our own fears and grapple with the complexities of a world where the line between the living and the dead, between order and chaos, is all too easily blurred.
And that's the haunting beauty of Night of the Living Dead. It's a film that stays with you long after the credits roll.
It really does.
A film that continues to haunt our dreams and challenge our understanding of the world around us. It's a reminder that the true monsters are not always the ones we see on screen, but the darkness that resides within us all. And that's a horror far more profound and enduring than any flesh-eating ghoul.
So as we conclude our journey into the heart of Night of the Living Dead, we invite you to reflect on its legacy, to ponder its unsettling truths, and to consider what it means to confront the darkness, both within ourselves and in the world around us.
And remember, as you turn off the lights and settle in for the night, the horror of Night of the Living Dead lives on, not just in the film itself, but in the shadows of our collective imagination. If you enjoyed this episode of the Haunt Narratives podcast, be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Your support keeps the horror alive and helps others discover the show. Until next time, sleep tight. And don't let the ghouls bite.